Hi guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button, please do subscribe. And thank you for your support. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 9:03 a.m.
Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. Don't forget, clocks go forward 1 hour at 1 a.m. tomorrow. But don't worry, I'll update automatically.
Right guys, so I didn't think I'd get time to take Max out for a walk, but I just have come back from walking around the Rochester Riverside, taking Max for a walk before I go to my blood test at St Mary's Medical Centre in Strood. Right, so I haven't taken any rubbish out. I just quickly got dressed, stuffed a cup of coffee down my throat, and I just went out early. So I went out of Biggs Apartments, down Corries Road, around the Common Creek Wharf where the lovely Riverside is, and it was extremely windy and I struggled to keep my hat on. So I'm just going to take my coat off for 5 minutes, because in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I've got to go out again. And I'm tired. Of course I'm tired. I'm a middle-aged woman and I get tired. So yeah, it was very windy just now, so you need to keep your coats on, I would think. However, I feel warm, and I always feel warm at the moment anyway, because that's me. So as I was approaching the co-op lorry was there. Now usually it's got a UG number plate, but it didn't have the UGG number plate this morning, which was good, because I get a bit freaky about these number plates. You know, when I was going up to my mum's in the taxi the other day, there was a number plate, and no word of a lie, with TWOBOB, 2 Bob. And I said to my mum, you remember 2 Bob? And she told me what 2 Bob was in Old English money. And I'm too young to remember 2 Bob. I don't remember what 2 Bob was. My dad would have. So you've got a car going down Luton Road with 2 Bob on it. TWOBOB, 2 Bob, which is Old English money. And my mum is 76, so she remembers 2 Bob. I don't. I remember the old sixpence, but I don't remember what 2 Bob is. And when I used to go round to my nan and granddad's every weekend, my granddad collected old coins, and he had coins with George VI head on, and the pennies used to be massive, and the halfpennies used to be, coins used to be really, really big. They're smaller now, they're much smaller. The 5p is tiny. The old 5 pence was big. Right, so I'm slowly taking a walk onto the field. I know I've got a blood test, so I'm a bit apprehensive about that. I was. Lots of people about early Saturday morning, but there was one chap with a beanie hat on his head walking a big black dog. A big black dog. He was in front of me. So I walked around, and I didn't want to take a full walk around the field because I've got to go out. And then as I was trying to get off the field, there was people coming on with dogs. There was 2 curly-haired brown dogs. There was a guy with a brown dog and a small little dachshund dog. So I got off the field, and then I started walking home. And that's it. I've got back into my flat, and now I'm going to get ready to go out. And of course I'm going to look in a few shops as well. I mean, I'm not in a hurry to get back to this place and be shut in like a prison in 4 walls. I'm going to go out and go into some shops and get a breath of fresh air outside. At least it's got me out this weekend, because normally I just stay shut indoors, right? And that's what these messages on Facebook are supposed to make me do, stay indoors, right? Why would someone want you to stay indoors? Because it's ridiculous. So I'm going to go out to have my blood test. Max has had a brief walk. I'm going to try and get a cup of coffee down me while I upload this video. And it's about a 20-25 walk from Rochester Railway Station over the Strood Bridge to the St Mary's Medical Centre Strood. It's not that long a walk, but you've got to walk over a bridge with cycles coming at you, etc., and you have to deal with things as they happen. And I do have an inferiority complex where I feel substandard to other people. I do sometimes feel, especially when I'm in a depressive mood, I worry about what other people think of me sometimes, right? And because I'm going through the change, which is the menopause, you know, sometimes I feel a lot more depressed than I usually do, and the depression is a lot worse. It's a lot worse, especially at night, and those hot flushes come on, and I have to open all the windows, put the cold air fan on, and then I'll get a really hot flush, and then I'll get this depression that comes all over me, and I don't know what to do with myself. And I literally have to say it inside my mind, everything's okay, don't worry about it, just sit still and put the telly on, concentrate on something, and it will pass. And it does. But it's those messages that I'm getting, and it's what my mother is saying over the phone to me, is upsetting me. It's upsetting me, some things that my mum says. She talks different to other people. She has done since I came down in 2008. Called people names and things, and she's against the royal family, and sometimes she's got a very strong personality, my mother, very strong. I love my mum, don't get me wrong, but sometimes she can take over, and sometimes it feels like she's taken over my whole life. And that's all I've got in my life is my mother, and I want to branch out, meet other people, enjoy myself, sit down and relax. And I have to say this, Mum, and I'm sorry, but my mum made me feel ugly when I was a little girl. I was 12 years old, and she said, "Don't you look like your nanny Trower?" And my nanny was about 70, 75, and it made me feel awful. So when you're a parent, you've really got to be careful what you say, especially to a little girl, especially when they're going through puberty and they're growing, and what you say to your child, male or female, can be really detrimental, especially when they're going through puberty, because my mum said things that really upset me that I never forgot. So she made me feel like an old granny when I was 12 years old. And I was going around thinking that I looked like an old lady, and I felt horrible about myself. You have got to be careful what you say to other people, because they can take it to heart and it can upset them, you see. I think the celebrities get it. I mean, one of those girls out of Little Mix, Jessie, kept getting called fat, and she's very pretty. She's in fact I think one of the prettiest members of Little Mix, and she was getting hateful comments, and I bet it was a lot of women, jealous women, because she was a singer and she was pretty, but they have to pick on something else. You're fat, you've got a spot on your face, you say. You can't help it. You could be perfect and someone will pick on you. You could be absolutely beautiful and perfect, and some person will upset your day and upset you. and I wasn't. My mum and dad kept me in a bubble. I hardly went out anywhere. I was just living with my mum and dad, and then I got married, and then I lived with my husband, and I was kept in a bubble. And when I had my divorce, I started to realise how bitchy and nasty and horrible people were. And I couldn't believe it. Because I'd been kept away from people, I didn't realise how nasty people were. And cruel. Now, I'm trying to, I deal with it every day. I mean, I've got up to a barrage of it. I'm going out to have my blood test, come what may, and that's what I'm going to do today. See you later. That Prince Charles